and her topic is the future of money. She is as a head of department of and chairman of the professor of the finance department. So her topic naturally related to finance, business related to. So her topic is the future of money. This topic title is very new for us, and we are eager to listen her from the future of money, disconstructing the digital revolution. I welcome you again, ma'am, and I request you to start your speech. And I welcome all the participants, those who are joined here and joining here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this initiative and thank you for this opportunity, Dr. Betkar. It's really opportunity to share my knowledge with all of you. The topic, the future of money, is something which I felt would be appropriate, which I feel all of us should know as to what will be the future of money. And we also should know that we are going through a digital revolution. In this digital revolution, what will be the future of our money is what we are trying to understand in today's session. It's a topic which is very hot and which is being discussed across the globe. And let's understand what will be the future to this. Under this context, we'll be starting to go with what exactly is money. What is money according to us? It is something, for something to be money, it must fulfill three essential functions. If I have to think that this paper is money, that paper should have three essential functions. What are these three essential functions? We'll just try to understand. And also our trust in its ability, any paper, it should have the ability to do these things, and it's something which will give us value. So let's understand what exactly is money. Money is nothing but the store of value. So when I say I have 10 100 rupees coins, 100 rupees notes, that means I have a store of value which can be stored, it can be retrieved and used at a later time. Okay. And one more thing that I say when I talk about money, it should be unit of account. That means it can be counted and used to measure the value of goods and services. If I have 10 100 rupees notes, that means I have 1000 rupees and I should be able to buy something out of it. So I can buy goods or I can buy service which is equivalent to that value. And also it should be used as a medium of exchange. If a paper is there, I can't take it and go and use it as a medium of exchange. Whereas a 100 rupees note is something which I can use as a medium of exchange. That means money is something which is widely accepted and transferable from one person to another person. Now we look at what is the long march of abstraction, how this money has been moved over a period of time. Going back 3000 century before BCE, okay, before Christ, so there was actually barter system. And you know what was barter system? There was exchange of goods for goods. And it was like early commodity market. It is called as a commodity market. Today also we see this commodity market. So there it was goods for goods. Okay, commodity for commodity. And during 640 BCE, it was first time that we had a minted coin. Okay, the economy had a minted coins for the first time in way back 640 BCE. And 1690s, in 1690s century, we had something known as paper bank notes. The first bank notes came in 1690s. And going ahead in 1950s, we all are quite familiar. We had something called as plastic money, which is nothing but your credit cards. And today we are talking about digital money. Today, every transfer is happening through digital payment. We are using Google Pay, we are using UPI Pay. All these are digital money. So today what we have is digital money. So money's destiny is to become digital in the future. And it has been on the path towards greater abstraction for millennia. Okay, we see how it has been moving on. The notes came from the notes. The coins came from the coins. We had the notes, and from the notes we got the bank we had the plastic money. Now we have mobile, or that is under mobile. When we are using mobile transactions, we are talking about digital money. So we are looking at how the money has been moving over a period of time. Going ahead, what we'll understand is what is the system that is built in this money transaction. So this system is built on 3 pillars of trust. What are the 3 pillars of trust? So the main thing that you have to understand is money has no intrinsic value. Its power comes from our collective confidence in the system. This confidence operates on 3 levels. See, somebody has to tell that this is a note, this has this value, okay? And somebody has to give us the assurance that this note says that it gives the bearer a value. So that is what is money as such. So when you look at this, there are 3 trust. There are 3 pillars of trust. What are this? We'll understand that. Methodical trust. Methodical trust means the trust of routine. That means we accept money because we have successfully used it countless times. All of us, if you see, if somebody is giving you 100 rupees, you just accept because we know we have successfully used it and we have been using it repeatedly. And it's a built-in habit, and it keeps on you know that there is a financial dealing which is happening, and everybody knows that money can be exchanged for goods. One more thing we talk about is hierarchical trust. Here we talk about the trust of authority. So we accept money because it is issued and guaranteed by a sovereign, okay, sovereign power. For example, in India, it is the RBI which is issuing the notes. And the government or central is something which is having that power. This is symbolized by the promise to pay on a banknote. So the note says, I promise the bearer to get the value of the exchange which has been mentioned on it. Okay, this is the hierarchical trust. Another trust we talk about is ethical trust. So when we say ethical trust, the trust in the order, that means the belief that the system itself is fair and that the rules will protect the value of our contracts over time. That means the whole financial system is accepting this kind of currencies or this kind of money transactions, financial dealings. So that gives us the belief that this is something which we can use over a period of time. Sorry. So here what you can do, we can further discuss on this. Which of these 3 pillars is most threatened by cryptocurrencies and big tech? You can think about it. Which of these are being affected? So if you ask me, I feel there is no sovereign power which is given for the cryptocurrency, especially in the Indian market, even abroad. So there is no bank which is backing it. That is my understanding. It's open discussion, which I leave it open for the forum, so that anybody here can further think on this. Going ahead, let's understand, are we living through the most interesting time for monetary economics in a generation? Yes, we are. According to me, yes. We are seeing a lot of changes that's coming up. Especially during the COVID, we have seen how money, which was physical in nature, now got digital in nature. So we started transferring money through mobiles. That was very much easier than having the physical notes. So what we are trying to learn now is, we are also seeing the revolutionary change. Now we talk about cryptocurrencies. So the framework that provided stability for decades is now being challenged on multiple fronts. What we thought only banknotes are the ones which will be accepted. Now we have different challenges. We have to see different things. Cryptocurrencies, stable coins, and the looming presence of big techs are questioning the very foundation of the monetary order. There is a change that's coming in the monetary order. What should money be accordingly? Who should issue it? How should it function in a decentralized world? So what we are seeing going ahead is a decentralized world. The concept of bank, will it exist? How the bank will be performing? We'll be looking at that in the further slides. The one major observation, this is a report given by data from Bank of England, and tax payments, in the last 10 years, cash payments in the UK have fallen fast. They have reduced over a period of time. Sweden actively encourages cashless payments. Netherlands have gone with their own e-currency, CBDC. Cash withdrawals dropped by over a third in 1 year. And the driver, convenience, and e-commerce accelerated by the pandemic. So all this is because of the pandemic. The main driver for all this is the pandemic that came in. You can see that in 2011, the cash transactions which were existing is around 55% in the market, which gradually dropped to 14% in the year 2022. And there is an expectation, there is a saying that by 2032, the cash usage will drop further by 7%. This is what is the study that we have seen. There is an inexorable decline of cash over a period of time. Going ahead, we will understand, should we celebrate the demise of cash? It's an open question to all of us. Before we celebrate, we must consider its essential role. What is the main role of this cash? It is like the lifeline. Cash is essential. Actually, it is a basic requirement for almost 1.1 million unbanked people in the UK. If you see in UK, almost 1 million people are unbanked. It supports the independence of the elderly and those who find digital systems hard to access. Even today in India, we find some of the senior citizens finding it difficult to use the digital money. And also, some of the people who are not literate, they find it difficult to use the digital currency. But of course, there is a lot of financial literacy programs which is being run, campaign which is being run, where they are training all this people who are not literate to use this digital currency. One more thing that we have to understand, that finance is always a backup. Cash is indispensable. During crisis, it works very beautifully. Okay, it's like a power, and it gives the power, or there is no question of cyber attack when digital systems fail. And we are not very sure whether all the digital systems are hack proof. There may be any kind of hack. And to be reliable, it must remain in regular circulation. So money should be there in the circulation. And one more important thing is the shield. Cash is anonymous for many, and the privacy it offers is a fundamental feature, not a bug. See, I can take cash. Once I have cash, I can go buy whatever I want. Whereas when I'm spending the money in the digital format, I'm tracked. I know people know what I'm buying. People know what is it that I'm spending my money on. So this is something that we have to be aware. The shield, the cash gives us a shield. In the rush to embrace digital money, we should not underestimate the resilience and the utility of cash. This is what is my observation. Going ahead, let's understand how the engine of change is. And if you have to bring this digital money, we have to understand there is something known as fintech. So what is this fintech? Fintech is financial technology, which describes the computer systems and the devices that is used to manage money and make payments, which is disrupting the traditional banking industry. So when I'm using UPI, when I'm using digital money, the banking system is getting affected. The traditional banking industry is getting affected. Let's look at this. How fintech is supporting all this. We have something known as AI, artificial intelligence, which is used for tasks like fraud detection and speeding up payment analysis. Okay. We also have something known as cloud computing, which is enabling access to financial information and payment methods from anywhere. So if you want to make payment online, you will download some of the apps like Paytm or Phone Pay, and then we have Google Pay. When you're downloading, it is nothing but financial technology. So wherein the cloud computing system is enabling all these transactions which is happening. And also, if you see, we have something called as blockchain. Blockchain technology, which is very secure and which is considered as a decentralized ledger technology behind crypto assets. So everything is secure, and people believe blockchain technology will be catching up very highly in the future. And also, one thing that you have to be aware of: data. Every digital interaction generates information used to create new financial products and services. So there is enough of data which is providing scope for improvement and which is providing development in financial areas, the products that people look for or the services that they expect. In the real world, what is the impact of this fintech? Let's understand. Now, what we have the concept of neobanks. That means which is virtual only banks. Okay, virtual only. That means everything is happening in virtual banks like Kaim and Varo. They are challenging traditional institutions. Even in India, we have this neobanks which is coming up, which is catching up in a big way. We also have something known as robo advisors and AI investing. Okay, robo advisors are the major activities which is happening today, which is lowering barriers to entry for money management. So every money management is done directly through AI investing apps. So this is what is the change. We look at it further. There is a new economic logic, the rise of the intangible economy. Before, we had a tangible economy. That means people were manufacturing, mainly products were being sold. Services was also there, but not so much. So we are stepping forward into intangible economy. Tomorrow's economy will be dominated by the value of ideas, data, and other intangibles, not physical goods. Earlier, we used to see what is the physical goods, but going ahead, it will be only intangibles. So intangibles follow different rules. They are non-exclusive and have almost costless reproducibility. Okay, they cannot, it's like they can reproduce, but it is costless. Okay, so look at this example gives you very big understanding about what is this physical goods and intangible value. So we may have a musician, we may have a designer, we may have a coder. All these are happening as an intangible value. The challenge for old model is, how do you sell something that can be perfectly copied and distributed for free? For example, music. Digital distribution has wreaked havoc on traditional business models. Earlier, it was like a right, and only one particular musician could develop that music. Now, you don't require a music director. You can easily generate the kind of music you want through AI. Okay, design. How do you pay for the design of a 3D printed object downloaded for local printing? See this. So there is a need, a system for seamless, automated, and global micropayments to ensure creators are compensated. So all those people who are creating this digital money, they have to get the right kind of compensation, is what we are talking about. We are talking about the intangible economy. If not cash, then what? So we have to explore the new frontiers of currency. What will be the new frontiers of currencies in the future? So the decline of cash and the rise of the intangible economy have sparked a radical re-examination of what money can be in the future. There are two dominant and competing visions for its future have emerged. What are these? One is there will be centralized market and one is decentralized. So centralized and decentralized. What is the centralized and decentralized? So the challenges here are, when I say decentralized, cryptocurrencies or the crypto assets that we talk, they are the decentralized ones. So how does this work? Decentralized dream, what is it? We look at this. So here we call about something known as digital currencies or virtual currencies. That will be the future. Just like we have heard about Bitcoins and Ethereum. So they are based on blockchain technology, which is nothing but a distributed ledger shared on a peer-to-peer network. So peer-to-peer, P2P platform. When it is centralized, every transaction happens through the centrally controlled body. That is a banking system. So here it is a centralized control and any transaction happens through the banking system. When we say decentralized system, it is peer-to-peer. Okay, from centralized, we are moving towards decentralized system. So it's peer-to-peer. Anybody can transact from anywhere. That is what is decentralized system. And the core appeal now is decentralization. So decentralization is not issued by a central authority. That means there is no bank who is issuing it. It can exist outside of the government interference or control. Okay. And there is no single point of failure. So we can't say where the failure is. When it is in the centralized system, we can blame the banks. But here, we don't know which is the point of failure. Where is the failure if there is a failure? One more main thing is it is cheaper and faster, and it helps in cross-border transfers, which is very fast. That is why people are moving for this decentralized system. The philosophical root is, does this vindicate Frederick Hayek's vision of competing private currencies, breaking the state's monopoly on money? This is the big question that we have to answer. Going ahead, there are flaws in the revolution. Despite the vision, crypto assets struggle to function as money for two key reasons. Okay, many people are still not accepting crypto assets. Why? Because it has a poor monetary anchor. Okay, that means there is high price volatility here. Value can go up and down very quickly, making it a poor way to measure the value of other things. And there is a rigid supply. Bitcoin's capped supply is inspired by gold, which has proven to be subpar monetary standards. We also have something known as FTX risk management department. So there is a human cost. Okay, the collapse of FTX meant hundreds of thousands of customers lost their investments. Billions of dollars were lost. You know about the FTX, what happened during the foreign transfer exchanges that just happened through Bitcoins. Many people have lost money also. And it is considered as an inefficient payment system. There is no proof of work. Okay, proof of work is a feature, not a bug. The decentralized nature makes it inherently slow, costly, and energy hungry. So we are not sure what will be the real way in which we can come across these flaws. We'll go ahead further. The real legacy here is what the crypto revolution sparked, what really it did. While Bitcoin may not be the future, the innovations it inspired could revolutionize the financial system. Of course, we know Bitcoins was not a big success, but it is led for further innovations. Innovations like we got the stable coins, which is the crypto assets whose value is linked to government issued currencies, aiming to solve the volatility problem. We have advances in DLT, that is distributed ledger technology, are improving scalability and efficiency even at the expense of full decentralization. Now we have what is known as tokenization, the representation of real world assets like real estate or art on a DLT, on a distributed ledger technology. Here we talk about NFT. Okay, they are all considered as, they're all given monetary values. The key idea here is these trends are making money more programmable, allowing for conditional payments that are very difficult in today's system. Okay, let's look at it. So what is it that's going to be the future now? The incumbents' response is there will be central bank digital currencies, which India is also working on. CBDCs are a digital form of a country's fiat currency, which is equivalent to our rupees or our coins, which is actually issued by the central bank. For example, the digital pound would be a new way for households and businesses to pay just like banknotes. In India, we have e-rupees, which will be a alternate for paying real cash. Okay, you can use e-rupees. And how is it different from crypto? It is centralized and regulated, issued and protected by the central bank. It is stable. So $10 of a digital pound would always be worth to pound 10. Okay, a pound 10, which is digital pound, is equal to pound 10 in banknotes. In other words, if I'm having 10 rupees, 10 e-rupees, it will be equal to real 10 e-rupees. Okay, that will be same. So CBDCs will be the future is what they say. And the scale of the movement, 86% of the central banks are actively researching on CBDCs. China Consumers pay for mass transit with the digital yuan. China is already using this. ECB, so external commercial borrowings is also, even the European Commission Board has also started with this. They are exploring a digital euro. Look at this. Some of the places which is already working on it, the Bahamas, the Jamaica, the Nigeria, they have issued CBDCs completely. Okay, Jamaica, Bahama and Nigeria have issued CBDCs. Others, all those which are in blue, are researching the CBDCs. India is also done the pilot testing, and they are further getting into bringing this as a common currency. The CBDC debate, there is a big debate about CBDC. How will this people who are illiterate, that's where I was talking about the financial inclusion or the state control, how will they work on this? The promise, we don't know how the backward community will be using this. So financial inclusions could help the unbanked. Okay, when we try to bring the CBDC, the unbanked will come into the gamut of using this, and it will be of lower cost, and this could reduce infrastructure and transaction cost. It will reduce the risk. It will decrease the third party risk like bank failures, etc. So CBDC is something which every economy now is exploring. The main peril here is the privacy question. Like, would the Bank of England track my spending in England when they wanted to do, or would RBI track my spending? So they have to ensure that the privacy will be maintained in this. Who will write the rules for tomorrow's money now? Okay, so the transition of digital money is more than a technological shift. It forces a recalibration of social contracts, personal privacy, and global power. The choices we make now will determine whether this future is equitable and inclusive, or if it depends, if it is deepening the existing divides. So we have to really look at the key areas of impact. We have to know the access and the exclusions. We have to know about the data and the privacy. What is the environmental cost by doing this? And what is the global governance that will be written across? Okay, all this should be looked into very detailedly, and only then we have to encourage this digital currency. So the new digital fault line, where will we find the fault here? As cash access points decline, 15,000 ATMs are going to be removed. 2,000 bank branches will be closed in UK in next 5 years, is what Bank of England says. Similarly, in India, we will have all ATMs to be closed. We may have many branches of the banks which will be closed, which becomes harder for people who rely on cash. When services shift online, it can be a disadvantage for people who are less comfortable with technology. So do really electronic payments make your life easier, or do they exclude you? You have to look at it in a serious way. So every transaction is a data transaction when you are using digital payments. Okay. Even now, if you are making a payment through Google Pay, it's a digital transaction. So people will know, okay, what is it that you are buying? The retailer will know, the shopper will know, the advertisers, you keep getting advertisements. There is a data broker who will be sharing your data. Okay. Let's go ahead. One more question is the climate question. What is the environmental cost of $1 or a rupee? So crypto's footprints it's estimated that the mining of some crypto assets used as much power as a small country. So we can see that when we are using digital currency, it becomes a sustainable cash. So modern polymer banknotes last longer and are fully recyclable into items like plant pots. If you are aware, if we have to print the notes, the currency notes, you know the cost of the printing is very high. Whereas when we look at the digital dilemma, electronic payments depends on devices. Less than 20% of the global e-waste, which is recycled, meaning valuable metals are discarded. So we can have a workshop activity, brainstorm on one policy to reduce the environmental footprint of our payment system. Okay, going ahead, money's destiny is digital in the future. Its design is our choice. The transition of digital money is happening. The critical questions are no longer if, but how. It's not that if, but how will we bring it here? The slow pace of introducing new payment systems comes with high cost, both economic and social. So we have to know whether the path forward is open, is with the open standards, which is creating level playing field like the internet's TCPs and IPs. Whether we have universal access, ensuring everyone can participate, preventing a new digital divide, and there should be a global governance, building new institutions to set the rules for a planetary financial system. So, how we make the transition to the world of digital money will determine whether it creates more efficient and global economies or exacerbates exclusion and fosters volatility. This is what I had to say today. And with this, I would like to end the session. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm open for any questions, sir. Because recently also we did one session on CBDC along with RBI, where we discussed how CBDC will be changing the market over a period of time, and whether we are all ready to welcome the CBDC in India. E-rupees, are we ready? Bank of England is also deliberating. USA is still not working on it seriously, but they want all others to do the experiment and see whether we are all successful. Only then they want to take a call. So it's like that. But Bahama, Jamaica, they have already introduced it. Been looking at it. I'm open for any questions from anybody.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
Good
madam.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Um, Can I speak in Hindi?
हाँ हाँ बोलिए.
जी। मैम, आपने जो बताया, मैं भी आपके सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड हूँ। मैं मनी मेरे भी विषय में है, तो मैं बच्चों को पढ़ाई हूँ। तो उसमें यही है कि जैसे मनी का सिस्टम से आपने जो बताया है, डिजिटल मनी तक का जो यात्रा रहा है, जर्नी रहा है, तो मैम जैसे एटीएम्स का जो फ्यूचर है कि मनी का फ्यूचर डिजिटल हो जाएगा, तो क्या हमारे यहाँ इंडिया में अभी भी, और क्योंकि ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में अगर देखें तो बहुत सारे कुछ सिटीज को छोड़ के, मेट्रो सिटी को छोड़ करके, मतलब कैसे फिर इन द कमिंग फ्यूचर बहुत चैलेंजेस बढ़ जाएंगे। मतलब जो पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं या फिर एलिट क्लास है, जो फिर हाई क्लास है, उसके लिए तो ये कुछ भी नहीं है। जैसे मैं भी मतलब हाल ही में मैं गूगल पे वगैरह चलाना, फोन पे चलाना स्टार्ट की, जब मुझे दुकान में जाना पड़ता था, 10 रुपये मुझे देना पड़ता था, तो मैंने हाल ही में स्टार्ट किया है। जी मैम। तो वही
हाँ
कि आम लोग, जी, तो ग्रामीण ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में ज्यादातर इंडिया में या बिहार में तो बहुत लोग इस तरह के हैं। तो फिर उसका फिर कैसे, मतलब ये हम इस प्रॉब्लम से कैसे फिर उसको कैसे ये कर पाएंगे जो
हाँ, यही
रूरल।
यही प्रश्न है, क्योंकि फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन जब हम बोलेंगे उसमें यही देखना है वेदर द फाइनेंशियल, देखो हमको यहाँ पे बैंगलोर में हम यूज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन दूसरी जगह में उनको कैसे यूज करना है ये मालूम नहीं पड़ेगा। इसलिए डिपार्टमेंट ने, आई मीन गवर्नमेंट इज डिसाइडिंग टू ट्रेन, सबको ट्रेन करना है, इंक्लूजन करना है, फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन। इससे सब लोग को ट्रेनिंग आ जाएगा और उनको एक करेंसी कैसे यूज करना है ये मालूम होगा करके दे आर प्लानिंग फॉर अ ट्रेनिंग सेशन ऑल्सो एंड गोइंग अहेड। लेकिन rupees they cannot totally avoid, they can't avoid the physical cash. Physical cash also should be there, and we should also use this digital currency. वो भी रहेगा, ये भी रहेगा, ऐसा तो होगा जरूर.
थैंक यू मैम. बस
I
यही
think, thank you, all the best, प्रीति.
जी मैम, मेरा इकोनॉमिक्स सब्जेक्ट है मैम.
ओह अच्छा.
मैं बिहार से हूँ और मेरा ये टॉपिक है, हम लोग के सेमेस्टर में भी है, मनी एंड बैंकिंग. तो मैं बच्चों को इस पे करती हूँ. तो वही बोलते हैं कि मम्मी को नहीं आता है, बहुत इधर थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. तो क्योंकि बिहार
Not only that, I have my parents also. Some of them are not finding it easy. My grandparents are not finding it easy. है, सबको मुश्किल है. वो टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करने का इजी नहीं है. वो ग्रेजुअली ट्रांजिट होगा, ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ट्रांजिशन होगा. हाँ, I think Mr. Jalbir Singh, there is a question, and Swanand.
जी सभी को नमस्ते. नमस्ते मैडम.
नमस्ते सर.
सवाल है कि जो भविष्य के लिए मनी की आवश्यकता होगी,
हाँ,
तो इसका कोई पैमाना होगा. अगर आज हम भारत की ही बात करें, अभी हम डॉलर की बात नहीं करते कि ऊपर नीचे हो रहे हैं. अगर मैं दिल्ली, क्षेत्र और महाराष्ट्र की बात करूं, मैं जून के महीने की महंगाई की बात करूं, तो जून में 30 रुपए किलो आलू बटाटा, यहाँ आलू महाराष्ट्र में था और मेरे यहाँ 5 किलो था. तो अगर वहाँ की वैल्यू और यहाँ की वैल्यू देखे तो काफी डिफरेंस है. तो अगर भविष्य में मैं महाराष्ट्र में रहता हूँ, तो मैं सोचता हूँ कि मुझे मेरे बच्चों की शादी के लिए 1 करोड़ रुपए लगना है. अगर दिल्ली में रहता हूँ तो 10 लाख रुपए लगने हैं. तो ये डिफरेंस क्या कुछ भविष्य में इससे समस्या होने वाली है?
सर, इन्फ्लेशन इज वन ऑफ द फैक्टर. ये तो है ही है, सभी जगह में होगा. इन्फ्लेशन अगर हम देखते हैं तो अगेन मेट्रो सिटीज में उसका इफेक्ट अलग होगा, नॉन मेट्रो में वो अलग होगा. हमको जब प्लान करते हैं, हम वो प्लानिंग हम बराबर करना चाहिए. फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग एक सेशन होगा, उधर हमको मालूम होगा. लेकिन you can know what is it that you have to plan for your future. कैसा पैसा रखना है, तो फिर आप कैसे कौन सा फॉर्म में रखेंगे. whether you will fill it, you will keep it in the form of this thing, digital currency. So it will be digital currency. How are you going to utilize? See, I think your question is, how will I plan my future finances for future, if I'm right, Mr. Jaivir?
जी जी मैम.
हाँ, इसके लिए what we do is we do financial planning. इसीलिए we talk about robo advisors. रोबो एडवाइजर्स है जो हमको फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग फ्यूचर के लिए कैसे कर सकते हैं करके हमको वो एक प्लान बना के देगा. ये एआई जनरेटेड है. वो अलग सा सेशन होगा. उधर we look at how to plan for your future. I train people on this. I am working with a lot of women entrepreneurs here, and I train personally people on how to plan their finances, what they have to do. Like some people say, I have to plan for my children's education, which is after 18 years. I will require 26 lakhs. Today's cost is 26. How much I'll require afterwards? So then we plan, we incorporate inflation, we do time value of money, and then we find out you will require somewhere around 60 to 70 lakhs. So how do you plan for 70 lakhs? How much you have to invest every month? We work on this. I do that financial planning also. Maybe you can get in touch with me, sir. I can help you out with that.
थैंक यू मैडम. थैंक यू मैडम. जैसा अगर मेट्रो सिटी की बात करते हैं, एक प्रोफेसर की सैलरी लाखों में होती है और एक पियोन की चतुर्थ श्रेणी में आ जाता है. चतुर्थ श्रेणी अभी केंद्र सरकार ने 20,000 मिनिमम 19,000 कुछ किया है, तो वो वहां से चलेगा. और ये भी एक डिफरेंस शायद हमें कुछ ना कुछ तो प्रभावित करेगा ना.
हाँ, yeah, the differencing will be there, sir. Definitely it will be there. I agree with you. उसका इम्पैक्ट रहेगा हम पर. या
जी जी, धन्यवाद मैडम.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू. हाँ, स्वानंद, डॉक्टर स्वानंद शुक्ला सर. स्वानंद सर. हाँ सर, good evening.
Good evening, Dr. BETKAR sir. Good evening, ma'am. Wonderful presentation you have made, and definitely the future, finance, future, currency, everything we have discussed today. And I'm listening about cryptocurrency and Bitcoins from my friends and this. But my question is, they are, what I understand, that they are very much, unstable. Why is this so? First question. And second question is, can we consider it as a legal tender? Because whatever, if I'm having 100 rupees note, right? Whether this 100 rupees is equivalent to this or no, that is one of the question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, first thing is there is no legal tender yet in India, especially for cryptocurrency. You already know about it because it's a decentralized currency and it is not being issued by centralized system. When I said centralized, you would have seen one of my slide where we say it is centralized. Centralized means there is a banking system. There is a system which is which is issuing the currency. When I talk about crypto or when I talk about bitcoins, there is no centralized system. It is a decentralized, distributed ledger system. And one more thing, the second question that you are asking. So when I say it is decentralized, there is no legal tender which abides it. There is no legal tender which is covering it. So that is the second part. People invest in bitcoins, people invest in cryptocurrency, they make money, they also lose money. But the thing is, if they are losing money, they can't go and sue anybody. That is the problem because there is no legal tender against it. And India has not recognized it at all, and they don't want to recognize. Even many of the economy don't want to recognize because cryptocurrency is a way through which many of them are dealing with the currencies. Many of the, I don't want to use the words politicians, but many of them are using this. Many business giants are using it in an indirect way. Another thing, you were asking whether it's equivalent to 100 rupees. No, sir, the market is volatile. Cryptocurrency market, the Bitcoin market is volatile. So there is no defined currency value. Okay, there is no defined currency value, but they will have given some face value, Bitcoins with some face values. It will change based on, when you are trading, it will change based on the market values. It will not be equivalent. There will be some market values which will be attached to it. I hope I have answered your question, sir.
Yeah. So if there is no governance as such, and if it is not coming under the RBI and income tax and other things, I think,
No, there is one correction. One correction, sir. Now, Indian government, Madam Nirmala ji, last budget, she announced that any dealing, any gains from cryptocurrencies will also be charged, and the tax on that, the capital gains on it is 30% tax charged. Yeah.
Ma'am, the rupees people can hide. What about this currency then? Because it is not, very open business as such, what I feel.
Yeah, it is. That is the reason why they don't want to make it legal. I think I don't have to tell anything.
I got your answer. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pranay Shukla, sir. Best discussion. Now, if anyone want to discuss, they can discuss freely. Two customers from South have banned using UPI. What was the reason, madam? Legal reason of that?
Sir, lot of people, I couldn't hear complete.
Lot of people banned using UPI transactions because they got the income tax notices and they stopped using this online transaction. What about opinion about it?
Sir, there again, people were not using. See, UPI when it came in, or whatever we say, Google Pay or digital transfers, DPR, when it came in, they started misusing the system. They used to transfer somebody else, they used to give it for somebody else. And that is when they came into the tax gamut. Then they came into the tax bracket. So all those things are getting trapped. Now the system that we have is to the 360-degree scrutiny, which we are under radar all over. Okay, so it is to some extent we are trying to avoid all this mishaps which is happening in the currency market. I think it's a good move. I think we should also go ahead with this, is what I feel.
Yeah, very true. Because the digital transaction will give privacy, means transparency in the transactions, and there should be a minimum black money as we define it, and all transactions will be online. and there is no storage of cash in heading of the cash. So everything will
Yes, yes.
be for future, to avoid
Yes, sir.
issue.
Okay. Sir, I'll share my contact number here. If anybody wants to get further information about this, they can definitely reach out to me. I'm sharing my number and also my email ID.
You
So
can
if
check my personal mail because there are only 17 to 90 people are present here now. They have left after that speech. I will share in the group. There are more than 400 contacts are there in the group. I will give detail that you can share on.
yes, and this is my email ID also. If they want, they can get back to me msrim.org.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. This is the Women Empowerment Series and running
Thank
from
you,
last
sir. Thank you.
Also, this series got the recognition as a India Book of Record, Asia Book of Record, International Book of Records due to the Women Empowerment series because this session might be more than 1,400 session. This is running from 5 years. And so that mostly here are the women resource person. We have recorded our name in the Asia Book of Record, India Book of Record for 4 5 women's resource persons only because till that there was no continuous webinar of 4 5 women resource persons. Now the figure is already reached more than 1,000. It will be new world record for us. And thank you for supporting us. Thank you for joining here. In future also, if you want to discuss with a new topic with us, you are always welcome. Thank you, ma'am, for joining here.
Thank you.
And the most
And
effective.
congratulations for this perseverance, sir. It's really a great effort to go ahead such a milestone and achieve such a milestone. I'm sure you'll be achieving much more. I would like to wish you all the very best and congratulations for your achievements. And
Thank you, ma'am.
definitely looking forward to work with you. I can also help out with financial planning for people who want to look out for that. And please do let me know.
Thank you for your support, and I am thankful to all participants, those who are joined here. I will share details of you in the group so that they will contact you definitely. We will make new sessions on that also in future with collaboration. I wish all the best for your future plans and success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
You can leave now. We will keep this for 5 minutes. Participants are requested to fill the playback link